What's your surname, please, Graeme? A smart man would have gone for something simple here, Smith or Jones. I blurted out the first name that popped into my head. Sunnis, I said. There was a pause. The Graeme Sunnis. I'll transfer you, she said. Phew, I thought.
This is horrific. Hello, listeners. You're actually listening to Elis and John, because believe it or not, you haven't tuned in to Wake Up to Money, Moneybox Live, or even Johnonomics, a programme we're currently piloting in which John solves the problems facing UK PLC by setting himself strange challenges. E.g., if he can hold his breath for the duration of a wee, he'll give £440 million to try and eradicate structural regional equality and then build a new hospital in Luton. No, we're humble. Relatable broadcasters who happen to give keynote addresses at major podcast events.
Ayo.
Yesterday, John and I were asked to speak at the podcast show at the Business Design Centre in Islington, an industry shindig full of audio's brightest movers and shakers, and the only place on earth where you could stop a delegate at random and there'd be a decent chance they could explain whatever the hell Podbean is. You could tell it was a top audio industry happening because everyone had a lanyard and no one's company name made any sense. Hi, it's Rafferty Tillerson. I work for Brussels Sprout Media. No way. We've connected on email. I'm Seb Limpar. I work for Barefoot. We're an offshoot of Audio Dog. Pathetic. I began to worry that my name was too normal, so I introduced myself as Canopy Fibs, working as the CEO of Rubber Dub Dub Productions, until Dave pointed out that as a speaker, my name and picture were on a big screen. The day got off to a promising start when John was asked to fill in his details at reception and baffle the security guard by claiming that his email address and phone number and home address were all 000000000 because he's worried about data farming. I didn't point this out at the time, but it's enormously unlikely anyone will want to steal John's identity if they've read Thirst. The first autobiography, so harrowing it makes the author fraud-proof. We were led into a room full of the most important people in audio, over 100 people, wearing a collection of some of the stupidest glasses I've ever seen. Let me tell you, if you live in East London and work for an agency or a company called something like Dynamic Cabbage Productions, you look like you got your specs from the props box at a Young Farmers Club pantomime. As soon as the session began, John quite simply made the audience swoon. Within seconds, he had the room in the palm of his hand as he talked knowledgeably about hybrid commercialization techniques, revenue generators in a multi-platform age, and the rise of content creation in an atomized media landscape. It was at this stage that I felt myself wanting to crawl into a crevasse of my own personal suffering, as I remember that I've never listened in any meetings, and the only thing I've ever told my agent is that of course I'll sign the contract as long as John signs it first. Rachel Burden was hosting the event and asked astute, penetrating questions to us both. John took the lead, but after a few minutes I was beginning to worry that I hadn't said very much. And then I remembered a great technique taught to me by a fellow non-listener in meetings. I waited for John to complete his thorough, considered answer before saying, "Sorry, John, can I just push back on that?" Rachel said, "Yeah, sure, of course." John looked slightly bewildered. I've never done it before. He just repeated his final sentence, but with a slightly different turn of phrase. And I said, yeah, I thought as much. Yeah, thank you. The session was 30 minutes long. Over the remaining 24 minutes, I said, "Sorry, John, can I just push back on that?" An incredible 40 times, around once every 36 seconds. Rachel was clearly impressed. The audience was impressed. John was confused. "A man from Jibber Jabber Media," said I.
That does exist.
Does it? Oh, God, it doesn't. I made that up.
That's got to exist. Carry on.
Okay, said, there can't be a Jibber Jabber Media, surely not.
There's a Jabber Media.
Okay, how are they spelling Jabber?
There's no Jibber. Jabber.
Oh, okay. Said, "I see how the partnership works so well. You interrogate John's thinking perfectly. I high-fived someone from Prattleyak Productions." They're all terrible. Who said that my business acumen was sick? Significant Productions is still in its infancy, but with a culture like this, me keeping John humble by constantly saying, sorry, can I just push back on that? And Dave doing all of the work, I can tell that very quickly. Being on the FTSE 100 is only a few short years away.
Oh,
Very good.
that's one of the greats.
That
Radio
is.
bell, please.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That made me laugh an enormous amount.
That was good stuff. You
though-
got a gift for that sort of thing.
If you were wearing glasses in our audience, he's not talking about you.
No, God, no.
Who? Oh, this is an interesting question. Who was the only person at the whole event not wearing a lanyard, Elis?
Yes, I noticed that. John
Yeah, he
refuses
Okay.
to wear lanyards.
That
My
is interesting.
lanyard got caught in my head mic in minute 1. So I don't know if you noticed, I didn't say anything until minute 6 when I asked John to push back on something. Because I realised...
Well, you asked me to push. John, can you just push back on that? The thing you just said.
Yeah. Someone push back! Please, someone push back!
Right. Let's now enter, for the first time in a while, John's Shamewell.
What was I thinking? Why did I say he had nice ankles? She was stood behind me the whole time. I didn't know he's only got one hand. I was signed in on her Gmail.
John's Shamewell.
Hello, my teenage armchair Honved fans. What does that
Oh,
mean?
that's a half man, half biscuit.
Oh, lovely.
Reference. I was a teenage armchair Honved fan because Honved in the 50s were the best football team in Hungary. And they were probably the best team in Europe, and then they famously lost to Wolves.
The story starts in the early 90s.
love life!
The story starts in the early 90s. My university friend Martin and I had boring desk jobs in our respective hometowns. To relieve the tedium, we started a small mobile DJ business, which, to our bafflement, started to do quite well. We had to speak to each other quite a lot, and this being pre-mobile phones, the only way to reach each other during the working week was to call our respective company switchboards and ask to be put through. Now, I remember this.
Yes.
When I was at Virgin, if your friends called you and asked to be put through to you, they would get very annoyed.
Yeah,
I'm
you'd
not
get in
surprised. What were people doing that?
Yeah.
Can I speak to John, please, about a CD?
I worked at a large company, so Martin's calls to me were barely noticed. He, however, worked for a small farming equipment company
Nightmare.
with a single receptionist called Becky, and we agreed that my phoning regularly might cause questions about Martin's commitment to his actual job. The solution was straightforward. I'm reasonably proficient with voices.
Oh, yes.
This story is Elis wall-to-wall Elis.
I think I had a similar experience to this.
Okay.
Because I worked
So-
in a call centre and would do voices.
So when I phoned, I would adopt different names and accents for each call. Barry from Norwich, Steve from Birkenhead, etc., and so on. This all worked a treat for several months, with Becky, and therefore Martin's boss, none the wiser. Until one day, I decided that Graeme from Scotland was to be the caller that day and blithely dialed Martin's switchboard number. The person who answered, however, was not Becky. No matter. Graeme announced himself in a passably gruff Edinburgh accent and asked to be put through, at which point the new receptionist asked something Becky had never done. What's your surname, please, Graeme? A smart man would have gone for something simple here, Smith or Jones, or even my actual surname. I, however, am not a smart man, so I blurted out the first name that popped into my head. Sunnis, I said. There was a pause. The Graeme Sunnis, said the receptionist. I'd messed up. But a smarter man would have spotted the obvious way out. Just say, no, but I get that a lot.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. But, as we have already established, I'm not a smart man. Yes, I said. Another long pause. I'll transfer you, she said. Phew, I thought.
This is horrific.
The universe has spared my blushes. Hello, Mr. Sunnis, came a voice at the other end of the phone. This wasn't Martin. This is Ron Clark. I'm the managing director here. I just wanted to say this is a huge honour. My father's a proud Scot, and he thinks you're the finest player he's ever seen in a Scotland shirt. Thanks, I said. I remember there being a small pause as Ron, I suspect, tried to join the vocal dots between the Graeme Sunnis he'd heard speaking on the TV and the person on the phone with him now.
And also, Graeme Sunnis he was a manager and then he was a pundit for like 30 years.
It's a familiar voice.
A very familiar voice.
Long story short, Ron and I chatted for a few minutes and he ended up agreeing to send me a brochure of Massey Ferguson farming equipment to Liverpool FC. About an hour later, I got a 50% amused, 50% annoyed phone call from Martin asking if he knew anything about this. I haven't the faintest idea, I lied. I confessed all to...
I would have confessed immediately.
I confessed all to Martin after he left that job, but have carried the shame of it ever since. I hope this goes some way towards absolution. Thank you for all the hashtag content, Chris Baxter. That reminds me of when me and my friend Ben were playing S-Head at my other friend John's house and smoking Mayfair lights. Yeah. And
Graeme Sunnis was there.
And Ben had just started working at Waitrose. We would have been about 16. And I said, well, just call in and say you've broken down. And he said, I can't do that. And I said, well, I'll call in. So I called his manager and said that I was on a coach with Ben and I was his teacher and a bus had broken down the school trip. And he said, what's your name? And I said, Mr. Swan.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Elis James and John Robbins YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our weekly highlights.
And if you want more than just highlights, full visual episodes and loads more bonus content, including behind-the-scenes action, ad-free content, and our all-new Adventures of Elis and John series, head to patreon.com/Elis and John.
If you want to get in touch, email hello@elisandjohn.com.
And you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Just search Elis and John.
Elis James and John Robbins is a significant production.